Hey guys, welcome to the RoundTable episode 86. I'm Jenny Walker, the social media ministry leader here at Life. And this is Mike Hill. He is our pastor. And sitting next to me and over yonder is his wife.
See, we're gonna get
we
her
have a
in.
duo. So Jim Guhl and Linda Guhl.
Yeah, just Linda's going to be in the background.
Right, so you might hear her yelling a little bit.
Not yelling.
We should make
Well,
You'll be able to hear her. She's going to chime in.
she is going to chime in.
Right, Linda?
She's got lots to say.
come up and sing with it. Now she's got good,
Does she?
fairly decent voice. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you have the voice.
Yes.
Jenny and I are
Okay.
just going to be like the
Yeah.
background singers.
So
we're
you're
be in
gonna
the
lead
back
us.
doing the dance,
Yep.
and you're going to be the one singing.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Wait. Before I forget this, are you on pace to do something for our 100th? Are we actually going to do something?
Yes, I can't tell you what it is though.
Okay, so no.
We have a while until then.
Huh?
We have a while until then. It's the 86th episode. We
No,
have 14.
The point just is like, from a planning standpoint, like we're going to do the
Well, I'm
big.
not very good at planning.
Okay.
I'm a procrastinator.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would
I
have never
never
believed.
I never knew
You
for
did know
sure
that?
if I was going to be here or not. She never called me.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, she gave me a date
Yeah.
like months ago.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here and it's
Listen,
like 2 days till I'm supposed to go. And I don't know. Nobody's called me. I don't know whether
that's true. But no, not to be fair, it wasn't 2 days. It was like 4 days.
Either way.
Either way.
Yeah,
No,
you would want to be.
just
I didn't know.
Showing how I'm a procrastinator.
I didn't.
So we learned before we started the podcast
Yeah.
that Jim is a singer.
A
right?
really
And
good
he
singer.
said that he lost his voice when he got older, but we found out beforehand that he has not lost his voice.
Yeah, I was surprised.
So we're going to do a podcast first. So RoundTable first.
Woo!
Because you did sing. Do you want to do the Yankee Doodle Dandy, whatever you were
Do you want
doing?
me
Is that the one that you were doing?
That was before I'll Fly Away. You want to do that one before? Get your voice warmed up?
Well, I just don't know if I know that lyrics, but you guys can go.
He'll do that one, and
Okay.
then we'll do I'll Fly Away together.
Okay, all right.
Get your voice warmed up.
Yankee Doodle.
I'm a Yankee Doodle Dandy, a Yankee Doodle Dandy boy. A real live nephew of my Uncle Sam, born on the 4th of July.
That's
Good job.
That's perfect.
Whatever.
So now the I'll Fly Away.
I'll Fly
so that's
Away.
one we're all going to sing together.
Okay.
Jenny and I admittedly are going to be following your lead. So do you
Absolutely.
remember the lyrics, or does Linda have to get you going?
You know the lyrics. You were singing
Well,
it.
Linda was
Church.
helping him earlier.
Oh, okay.
Tune
Linda,
in a little bit, Linda.
Yeah, here we go.
yeah, Linda, get us going.
Yep, I'll fly away.
Here we go.
Some glad morning.
I'll fly away.
To a home on God's celestial shore.
I'll fly away.
I'll fly away, oh glory.
I'll fly away.
Yes.
When I rise, hallelujah, by and by,
I'll fly away. Woo!
Good job.
yes.
See? Yeah,
Your voice is really good.
That's what I say.
I hope that happens in a cemetery. I want to see these people rise up out of the graves, and I'm going to start jumping.
Do you want us to sing that song for you
What?
at your
Me and Jenny?
Yeah, we can sing that song for you.
Why don't you do it now without Jim?
I really can't.
No, let's see what you sound like without it.
No, I don't even know the lyrics of it.
I fly away.
Yeah.
Okay, try it.
I'll fly away. That's all I know. That's not a good song for really a girl
Hey,
to
now
sing.
this is a serious question. Is the older you get, the more do you think about what heaven's going to be like? Or does that always been like in the forefront?
No.
So the older you get, the more you think about it?
Yeah.
Really?
You start to have some visions too.
Really?
Really?
Can you tell us about one? Or something?
Well, one day sitting in my chair, I'm looking up there and I see the chariot of fire.
You're looking up where?
Up there.
Oh.
What do you think?
I didn't know if he was like I don't know, like dazing or gazing.
He's coming from above, not below.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah, terrifying.
Are you excited about going?
Oh man, I told my wife, if I start, don't pull me back.
If you start what?
I'm going to heaven.
Oh, if you start dying. Well, you don't have one of those necklaces on.
I don't need one.
Huh?
I got one.
Linda will tell them, do not resuscitate.
That's right.
Oh, they really have those?
I have that tattooed on my chest.
No.
Yeah, if they rip that sucker open, it says DNR right across.
You are kidding. No. Wouldn't that be funny, though?
Huh?
That would be
way they're
hilarious.
like, we got to get him going.
Yes.
They're like,
Dang it.
nope.
Back off. Code 5.
That's the idea, really.
Yeah, no, I just didn't know. Like, because again, I don't know if as you age, is the more you look forward to it, you know, and
Yeah.
the more that you think about it or more you talk about it.
The older you get, the more you just do not like this world.
Really?
No. Right.
Because
now,
why?
the sin that's in the world.
Yeah, but is there anything else that's a bummer other than your body? So we all know that your body's a bummer.
I hate
Not your body.
Right, just in general.
Aging.
I hate to leave the family, you know. I
No, I know,
Yeah.
but is there anything else that's like, harder when you get older? You know, obviously your body's harder, but is there anything about aging that's more difficult?
Yeah, loneliness. There's, kids don't come to see you, grandkids, friends. We sit there all week, and nobody comes to see us.
Right.
Call us.
So socialization is way
social.
harder. Yeah.
Yeah, and neither one of us are real good at socializing on the internet. I don't know.
What do you mean, like?
Well, we're both on Facebook. And
So you mean like messaging people?
Yeah.
I'm getting rid of my Facebook.
Are you? For real this time?
Nick, listen. I have a book for you to read.
Oh,
You'll
great.
love it. It's called Digital Minimalism. So here's what it says. So it says what you have said forever, which is there's great things on social media. It's just went the wrong way. And that if you take away the overconsumption and you get very specific in it, like you could actually get something good out of it. Digital minimalism.
So you are leaving your Facebook because of this?
No, I just say that all the time. But I kind of leave it anyway because I don't really have it.
Many times.
Yeah. But do you like message people on Facebook?
I don't very often.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
I tell Linda to message for me.
Okay. Yeah, so
she's beyond the secretary.
Linda's your secretary?
Is she?
Financing.
Really?
If I had to go to a loan meeting or any kind of meeting, Linda's beside me taking notes.
Wow.
She can take shorthand type like
Short
60
what?
words. Huh? Shorthand.
I don't know what shorthand is.
Writing, but it's short writing.
Like abbreviations?
Yeah, abbreviation.
Yeah, like how I see like waitresses, right?
What?
Waitresses
That's
abbreviate.
a real thing. There's a language that's shorthand.
They taught it when we were in school. They taught it.
TMRW, I think.
She
Got to go. GTG.
No, this is
G2G.
No, you're talking about
LOL.
No, you're talking about Facebook, or you're talking about texting.
But that is a short.
That is not what
that
it
is
is
a short
it, Linda?
communication.
No. Linda's that. No, it's a.
You don't use LOLs.
But you took it. You took it in college or high school, didn't you?
What?
Shorthand. It's called shorthand, and
must be like cursive nowadays.
Hey, while we're praising Linda, let's also praise her because Linda heard us talk about date pudding.
That's right. I know. I heard she made date pudding. From the cafe. They were raving it up.
And the date pudding and it really doesn't have any sugar in it for anybody who wants to try.
No, not at all.
No.
Nick tried it.
He did?
On the diet. Oh, it's so good.
It was
Well,
so
I bet
good.
it is good. He doesn't have sugar, so 6 cups of sugar to you. He's not back there like cheesing.
Nick's
That's like Tammy. She's like, oh my God.
It is seriously awesome.
I've never had date pudding before.
And it was kind of like
She's a really good cook.
Really?
She just don't do it very often
I
anymore.
get that.
yeah.
The
Well, it's
two
kind
of
of
us,
nostalgia
I
for me
said.
too, because it was like the last time that I had date pudding is when Sherry's grandma, so Sherry's mom's mom made it for all to get together. Then she died. Nobody made it. Well, then Diana used to make it, but then it's kind of lost. Like nobody does it anymore.
Yeah.
And it's funny because after Sherry died, along the sink, she had like recipe stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
And so the recipe card that her grandma had wrote was in that little recipe for date pudding.
That's cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was like, wow, kind of nostalgia. So thank you. And it was
Yeah.
awesome. But I figured out
always
though,
try it.
I hugged her and gave her a kiss on the cheek, for doing it. And I just figured it out. Did you think I smelled like smoke?
What?
So I went out there and gave Corinne a hug. She's like, "You been smoking?" And I was like, "No," but the skid loader was kind of on fire, so I might have gotten my beard a little bit while I was out
Wait,
there.
what do you mean the skid loader was on fire?
Well, it gets like hay and stuff down in the engine compartment.
Do you know
and
what a
it
skid loader
smolders.
is?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't know what a skid loader
No.
is?
It's that front end. It's
Is this surprising?
It's a small tractor thing that has a
Yeah, it's like a
on the
bucket
front.
on the front with tracks on the side.
Okay.
Either way, so it gets
That caught on fire?
well, it got like hay and stuff down in the engine compartment is smoldering, and I was in a hurry, so I just let it go.
Oh, my.
So it was rolling.
burn out.
It was rolling smoke by the time I was done.
Wow.
So I was trying to hose it off, but it must have got in my beard.
Don't lie.
Yeah,
you know what
so-
you were doing before you came in. Blame it on that thing.
Blame it on the skid
Yeah,
loader.
blame it on the skid thing.
Yeah. So Jim, tell us a little bit about things you love to do, things you're passionate about, and then we'll kind of talk about life in general.
Well, throughout life, I was a fisherman. I loved to fish.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you
So
still
just
fish?
like in ponds, or like actually go to Lake
Ponds.
Erie?
When
or-
I was a kid, of course, that's another story. My mother, 4 years before me, was pregnant with my sister,
Okay.
4 years older than me. And the doctor wanted to go to Europe. So he gave her this new medicine that would help you start your delivery.
Before he went. Okay.
Yeah, before he went.
So like induced her,
Yeah.
I guess would be the term today.
And my sister was born too fast. It damaged the brain cells in the back of her head, and she was retarded.
No other.
Her mental.
Is this a true story?
Well, yes, it's my sister.
Well, okay,
was-
Jim, I've never met your sister. Like
Yeah.
you're telling these stories about being a fisherman,
I
and then
know.
you went into
You're
that your
I know.
sister was born too fast. I was. I'm not laughing
I'm
about
not
your
laughing at
sister.
that part either.
I was just like, I'm a fisherman,
yes.
and my sister was born too fast.
But I
So
think he's gonna get there.
Okay,
Are you gonna get- you're gonna get
I
there.
lost track.
don't
I did too. That's why I was laughing.
Okay, so you're a fisherman,
Don't
and you're
forget, I'm 80 years old.
no,
No.
Jim.
Yeah.
I
love it.
so
Okay,
love to fish,
anyway.
and your sister was born too soon.
Yeah, she was born too soon. So I lived with her all my life. I mean, that's
Really?
Oh yeah, all my life. She was a home there, and mom and dad, they actually, when my mom was pregnant with me, she picked up grandmother and went to Fort Wayne to a conference. Got up there and they had what was it in a coolant system in winter. Ethyl, was it alcohol?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, man.
Oh, I have no
Wait,
idea.
what?
think
The
it's-
cooling center.
I think it was alcohol.
Okay.
And you couldn't drive too far. You'd overheat the engine. Well, she
Okay.
overheated the engine by the time she got to Fort Wayne. Pulled it in place, and they drained it out and put water in. And she pulled out from there, and a semi-truck hit her. And my grandmother went through the windshield.
Oh my gosh.
And and when I was born, of course, my dad called up, wanted to know how the car was. It was a brand new car. Just she says, don't worry about the car. Your grandmother was in the hospital. She went through the front windshield.
And your mom was there.
How's the car?
Wait, and your mom was pregnant with you during that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And finally, my mom said, Otto, you don't own a car anymore.
Oh, who's Ott?
My father.
Oh,
Otto.
you don't own a car.
Yeah, you don't own a car. When he finally shut up, started listening to her.
Because she owned the car?
Huh?
Because she owned the car?
No, it's my dad's.
Oh, okay.
She pulled out in front of somebody, told her. Well, anyway, here I came 4 years later, and so they're kind of worried about me with her. So they, by the time they stood me up, I could stand up and walk. They kind of forgot about me. They raised my sister.
Oh, okay, got it.
So that's the thing. I was pretty well on my own.
Because they were taking care of your sister.
I spent a lot of time down to river fishing. Never ate anything out of that river.
You never ate anything out of there?
Not out of that river. No.
What river?
Wabash.
Okay,
Was
that's
it
where
clean?
you're from?
Was it
Muddy
clean then?
Wabash.
You're from Wabash?
No, Huntington.
Well, the Wabash River. We have the Wabash River.
Runs
The
by
Forks.
the forks out there. So
I live on the Wabash River.
Got it.
My backyard is the Wabash River.
Got
Wait,
it.
question. So what
So
did
I
the...
fished there growing
You
up.
just got to say, I have a question.
I have a question. So what did the Wabash River look like back then? Because was it a lot better?
It's a lot. Oh yeah, it's a lot better. A lot better.
Like you could swim in it?
Now they're farming up too close and dumping a bunch of silt off the
So
farm
it definitely
land.
looks polluted now.
Yeah.
Like it used to be clear?
It would be clear for a while, but then if we had a real hard rain, it'd be muddy again. Always called it the Muddy Wabash. But we had a lot of little panfish in the Wabash that
Really?
I don't think are there anymore.
I don't think there's very much fish at all in there. I really don't.
Have you tried?
No, but
Yeah.
the stream that I walk in
But
doesn't
You
have
walk,
much.
you walk in the
fished,
stream?
I mean, it's
I
like
fished a number of
yes.
lakes and stuff like that, and had some good friends I'd fish with. And
So what's your best fishing story? Just one. You caught something this big?
no, never
This
caught anything. Yeah,
Okay. Bass, crappie.
bass and crappies and panfish.
Okay. So do you like fish?
Good fish,
Which is?
fresh fish, and
Okay.
Not out of the Wabash.
Post has the best fish in town right now, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
The who?
The Post.
The Post is the best.
The Post is good.
The Post is the best. I do all my meetings there. I
Yeah.
love that place. And so what else are you passionate about?
So I was passionate about my religion. I had a couple really good pastors that led me in.
So did you grow up in the church? So was Otto, what's your mom's name?
Emma.
Otto and Emma. So Otto and Emma were good Lutherans?
Oh my goodness, yeah. you had to be Lutheran. It's the only way to heaven, yeah.
Be
Really?
Lutheran.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that his full name, Otto? Was Otto his full name?
OTTO.
Yeah,
Was
he's
it
from
short for
Germany.
anything?
Backwards,
He was from
OTTO.
Germany?
His parents were from Germany.
So you're like a quarter German?
Yeah. Both of them, my parents.
He's half German. Look at
Whoa,
his-
because both your parents are? Wait, so they
German,
came over here?
Yeah.
What?
But where do you think your
My
parents came from?
father,
I don't know.
I mean, they weren't Native Americans.
my father
do you mean?
was a child. My father was a child brought over from Germany. Now I'm not
So he remembered, did he
I'm not
remember
sure.
that? Did you have like stories with him?
Here's a little kid. There's a kid fell off the ship. One of their one of their kids fell off the ship and died. They're at Ellis Island.
Oh,
Linda.
Ellis Island?
Linda's got something to say.
It was his grandfather, not his His father came from Germany.
His grandfather.
His grandfather. Okay.
And one of their
Now,
kids
listen,
fell off the
listen.
ship?
You didn't let me finish that.
Wait a second. One of their kids fell off the ship?
So it would have been like,
He came over, my grandfather came over as a child.
your
Right.
grandfather, not great-great-grandfather?
No, my grandfather.
Okay.
As a child.
As a
And
child.
one of their
And
two
one of his brothers fell off the
Yeah,
ship.
okay, yeah.
drowned.
Do you know how that happened?
How he
I
drowned?
was
No, I mean like,
I was there. Too much water down the throat.
no, I mean like, was he playing on?
I don't know. That's all I know.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I'm saying your parents had to come. Your parents' grandparents had to come from somewhere. They weren't from here,
Oh, I guess you're right.
right? Do you know where you're from?
No.
Yeah, I'm going to guess.
Ireland?
Huh?
What?
I would guess the Netherlands.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Ireland.
it's, because
She kind of looks like one
we
of
had
those
the
Scandinavian
genealogy
women.
thing. Scandinavian.
Does she not look like a Viking woman?
Like I would be in one of those Viking shows?
Yeah. You
Like what, Game of Thrones?
You look like a Viking.
Okay. Well, okay. What are they, Scandinavian?
Huh?
I'm pretty sure that's in my like genealogy or
See?
something.
I could see
Pretty
Scandinavian.
sure. I'm going to
in
find
you.
out. I'll come back to you. I'll
Yeah,
report back.
do the thing where they swab your mouth and
Well,
send
my
it
mom
in.
has.
And what was she?
I don't remember. That's why I'm going to
Scandinavian.
come back. I'm going to
Huh?
come back to you.
Okay, you'll bring that back.
Yes, if I remember.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, Jim. You won't remember.
Okay.
I know.
So I don't know, where are we?
So we're talking about things that you were passionate about,
Yeah.
things you love to do.
But right now,
I
you
like
love to
to
oil paint.
fish.
Oh.
I painted.
Yeah. Oh, did you bring
Did you see
something? No.
Here. These are things he's painting.
Oh my gosh.
No.
No.
This was my way of relaxing.
Was painting.
Whoa,
I-
that would not be my way of
when I
relaxing.
worked. Well, when you're painting there, you got a color palette of paints. Your paint and maybe a little study up here for colors and stuff. But you can't think of anything else. You're
Other
painting.
than the little, like what
That's
you're
right,
painting.
what you're doing.
Hey, did you ever
Wow.
follow the instructions of that big haired guy?
Oh yeah,
What was his name?
Bob Ross.
Marley?
Bob
Ross.
Bob Ross. No,
Oh.
Marley?
Ross.
Not Bob Marley. Bob Ross.
Bob Ross, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh,
like he
I
had the
bought-
big fro.
Yeah, you
I
did.
bought a lot of. I had a lot of his books, paint by books, and
By Bob Ross.
Bob Ross.
So
yeah.
did you learn how
I
to do
gave
it
them away.
from him, or did you already know?
Well, I had about
This is amazing.
we had a cottage that had 70 cottages around the circle there.
Do you still have that cottage?
I gave it to kids.
Okay.
Tim and Trace have it now.
Okay.
So it's in the family.
But they would hire a teacher to come in and teach painting in the morning at a building. There was an outbuilding out there, metal roof and metal building and everything. But you could lay your paints out and you could pretty well leave them out. They'd lock it up, and come back in the morning. And so I just taught myself a lot, but I did have a few lessons.
Wow.
I had 6 there from one teacher.
At the cabin place.
This is a gift,
Yeah.
definitely.
No, for sure.
Yeah, that's not done by a few lessons.
Yeah, because these aren't like paint by numbers.
This is over how many years painting, Linda?
Oh my gosh. Well, some of the
30,
97,
40 years.
Yeah.
96, I think it's going backwards. Wow. That's
No,
amazing.
they're super impressive. So you painted most of the stuff when you're at the cabin?
Yes, I painted up to 7 paintings in 2 weeks.
Whoa.
What?
Well, you
7 paintings in 2 weeks.
So how long does one
I'd
take you?
sit there like it was work, Oh,
Like-
What was
no
everybody
more-
else doing?
I know.
No more than 2 days.
No more than 2 days? Dang.
Usually 1 to 1.5 days.
So you're just looking at something and then painting it? Wow.
You had a study and you draw it on a canvas and then paint it. And I got some really nice frames at at that time, not too far away from our cottage, a guy would go down to Mexico every year and buy frames. He was in Crown Point, and we drive up there sometime during those 2 weeks. We knew what size of paintings we were working on. We'd go up there and buy frames. And he'd have books of Bob Ross that you could buy and brushes and everything like that.
Would
you
you
ever
sell
paint
these?
Linda?
Yeah.
Did she ever like stand up
Oh my
there
gosh.
and be a model
Like
for you?
Titanic?
Huh?
Like Titanic?
No.
She won't take all her clothes off. I tried.
Oh yes.
Oh my gosh.
That is hilarious.
You do have kind of a portrait in here. There's one, that's the first person I've seen.
Yeah, the back of it.
Yeah, who is that?
Nobody.
Nobody in general? Like, okay.
Bob Ross picture.
Okay, so would you sell these? Because you have so many. Like, do you keep them all? Do people have them in their
I give them
houses?
all away. I
You
give
did?
them all away, but what's in my house hanging?
So how many is that? How many do you have now?
I can see 7 or 8 from where I sit in my living room.
Wow.
What kind of ceiling we got in there? Huh?
Vaulted.
Oh, a vaulted ceiling.
Yeah.
So it goes up high.
Yeah.
Oh, the crazy kids hung way up high up there.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of
Oh my gosh, that's like
Yeah, that's
hundreds, I feel like.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Come by our house.
What?
Yeah, Jenny, come
our
by his house.
Where do you live?
You'd be impressed. You'd be impressed.
I would?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you ever do like not like a whole canvas as a wall? What is that called? A mural. Yes, thank you.
No.
Why not? That would be fun.
I like the canvas with that frame on it.
Okay. So do you still paint today?
No. I haven't painted anything for about 6 years now.
Oh, wow.
You know why?
Why?
I am old too.
Is it like really fine, like detail, like the shaking would matter?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it would make if you shake your brush, you're not a very good painter anymore.
Well, have you
I could
seen some of
never
them?
do that. Huh?
Some paintings are like watercolors
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Yeah, see, it could be like a whole new thing.
I know.
Watercolor.
This type
This
of,
is my natural
the
painting skill.
waterfalls.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You just got to make it work.
Yeah, you can do that. Definitely.
Okay, so again, anything else, Jim, that love to do? Something you're doing right now? Something you're excited
We
about?
never took a vacation without our kids.
Okay. Never ever.
I don't think so.
Never, ever, ever?
Did we, Linda?
Not very few.
But you had the cottage, right? So you would go there.
Yeah.
So that was like camping, right?
Yeah.
I know, but you got your kids.
Yeah. Well, I loved our kids.
Well, I do
loved our
too, but I also love to get
I
away
loved
from
our
them.
grandkids.
Huh?
I loved our grandkids. We took our grandkids down.
So when you were growing up, and you have 2 kids?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. Man, I always look forward to be like, even to this day, whenever Sherry and I would go on
Getting away from
vacation,
them.
all the kids would come for a week and then we'd be like, you're out. We got the next week.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Spend some time with them, then have some time away from them. But
That's what I'm talking about.
yeah. Okay. So tell us about your history. Tell us about faith, like growing up. Where did it all, how did it all happen? Where was your faith journey?
I had a good Lutheran preacher that taught me that he really believed what he was preaching.
Okay.
It was real to him
Okay.
and made it real to me.
Okay.
And like the Catholics.
This is when you were a kid.
Yeah, when we, it's like the Catholics. So we had catechism and, you graduated from that and was confirmed. And after confirmation then, which I don't know
It's like Catholic?
what year, yeah,
Oh,
the Catholics do that.
I know. I didn't know
Well,
Lutherans
yeah, true.
did that.
Yeah, and we're the second Catholics.
Yeah, what's the difference between Lutheran and
Yeah.
Catholics?
Uh,
Don't get him started.
Oh, no. Why? What is the difference between them?
well, we didn't hold our preacher up like the Catholics do their priest.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So that was one difference.
And the Immaculate Conception of Mary. Mary has no place in the Lutheran religion,
Right.
and made it more real to me.
Did you have confessionals as a Lutheran?
Boy, I was going to talk to you about that too. You know, when we had communion,
Who's we?
Lutherans?
Lutherans.
Oh, okay.
I don't know when that stopped. It probably when I was 30 or something like that. But
Wow.
we had, if you were going to communion, you came to church 15 minutes early for confession. But we did it as a group.
You confessed as
You
a group?
What?
Yeah, I mean, well, he had a little, confess your sins, and God forgives your sins and stuff like that. And want you to think about over the last few weeks before you had communion, last time you had communion, but think about, confess your sin and ask the Father to forgive you now. So you're clean taking communion. And I still love to this day. I don't know anybody that does it anymore. And after that, when you took communion, everybody drank out of the same cup.
Whoa.
Well, wait
That's
wait a
wild.
second. Why do you love that the priest would gather everybody together, preacher, and but tell them they need
Everybody went, that was communion.
No, I know, but why did you love the aspect
did I
of
like
giving
it?
all the
Was it
people
like-
together to confess?
It was
That was the piece that I'm wondering what you
It's-
loved about it.
it's one body.
Huh?
It's one body, the church.
No, I know, but I don't get the confessional piece. Like, why? I get the whole one body, but why come together as a group? Like,
And-
why not let
and-
people confess on
Well,
their own?
Well, you were encouraged to do that, but this was, if you were going communion, to remind you of that, I guess.
Would you sit around a circle and confess?
No.
I don't
Like
know.
kumbaya,
Yeah,
like
or
light
I
a
don't
fire.
know. It is a
Let's go
church.
around a circle. It's your turn, Jim. What did you do Friday night?
What do you want to confess about? Yeah, it'd be like gossip. That's why it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so then how do they do it? They didn't sit around a circle, so how would you do it?
Oh,
It's
you
liturgy,
did it
right?
silently. I mean,
What?
he gave a speech, about sin.
Did you have to chant something back?
I don't know. We chanted all the time before the service in
Yeah.
the Lutheran church.
Really?
Yeah,
Just
because
like
there's
the
a lot of
Catholics
liturgy.
do. Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
so
You
then
know,
stand
I
up,
call it chanting, but I think it's really called liturgy.
yeah,
Like they read, you say something. They read, you say
Yeah.
something.
yeah.
like from the Bible.
Yeah.
No.
No?
Yes.
Well, some
Yes.
of it's from and some of it's just
Oh, yeah.
like things they say.
That's right.
Would you
Yeah.
stand too?
Stand, sit down, stand, sit down.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you miss that? Do you miss the liturgical part of church?
So the things that I miss, I think, are, like saying the Lord's Prayer.
Okay.
I really do kind of miss that, It's getting far enough away, and I have not been exposed to that lately. That you begin to lose that
Lose what?
memory of the Lord's Prayer, and it's a good prayer.
Right. And you're saying recite it in church. That's something you liked.
Yeah.
The liturgical part of that.
Some of it, not all of it. Some of it. That was one thing, and I don't know.
So you grew up in a Lutheran church.
Yeah.
And then you tell us went off. So you said you went off to the Navy. So how important? So let's talk about personal relationship, living out your faith, right? So you went to a Lutheran church. You're 18 years old. How much were you in relationship with Jesus, living out your faith, compared to just going to church?
After my Dear John letter.
Well, they don't know about your Dear John letter.
Yeah, so you went off to the Navy and
Yeah.
you had a girlfriend that
For
you won't mention her name
Right.
for 4 years, and she wrote you a
Dear John letter, which
turkey
is
drop, Dear John.
Dear John, I found someone new or whatever.
Okay.
That was the end.
Yeah, so you're
Bam.
right, but again, so you go to the Navy. How important is faith?
Well, for 4 years in the Navy, we worked every day except when we had 2 days for every 3 in port, Liberty.
Whoa.
We had Liberty. So we the ports we went to, well, like me, I was in San Diego, San Francisco, Hawaii 3 or 4 times, the Philippines, Hong Kong, I don't know. And
Tons of places.
Different parts in Japan, different ports in Japan. So it kept fairly busy, you know. And I was heartbroken, man. I'm telling you what, it broke my heart.
Right.
And I was a bad boy.
You were a bad boy?
Yeah.
So God wasn't in
Not
with
too
you on
much.
that boat?
Not till when I went to church, when I came home with my folks, when I was on Liberty, would come home.
Mm-hmm.
I missed 3 Christmases while I was in the service.
Wow.
And while I was in the service, I had 1 grandfather and 2 grandmothers die.
Oh, wow.
Never got back to see them.
No, never went to the funeral or was able to make it?
Couldn't get there fast
Yeah.
enough. So no use even trying. I just... So
faith wasn't a part of your life
not at
when
that
you're in the
time.
Navy.
When I got out, met Linda, and the 2 of us we were instantly... I would love at first sight. I knew Linda. I knew her for a long time, a lot of things. But when I come home kind of looking for a wife, I wouldn't get a wife out there in California.
And you're like, who's that hottie at the end of the street?
Yeah.
Haven't seen her in a while.
Well, I told you before, she's seen me and she went around. That was serious. That was true.
Yeah.
She went around the block, 2 blocks this way, met me on the corner there, gave me this big, hey, how are you? Ran home, sat on the porch till I got there at her house.
Yeah.
She says, I knew you were coming up to see me.
Yeah.
Second boy, I talk about fishing. There's some fishing. There's some fishing.
She just knew that when
Reeled
you
me
saw
right
her, you were going to be hooked.
Yep.
And we were in love.
Yeah, that's
After
what I
that-
mean. You were hooked. Hooked.
Yep. Once they're here, I said, how about me coming back next Saturday or something?
So way back when, what did you do on your first date?
Ooh, yeah.
First date. One of our first dates, we went to the Mermaid Festival.
What? The Mermaid Festival? No. Are you for real?
I've never heard of a mermaid
Why
festival.
don't they bring these back?
Where was the mermaid
In
festival?
Fort Wayne?
Syracuse.
Oh.
No.
Syracuse, yeah.
Wait,
what happens at a
yes,
mermaid
tell
festival?
me.
I don't know. It's just like a carnival.
Okay.
Okay. Like an outside.
Ferris wheel and this wheel and aisle where you bought food and different stuff, you know.
Yeah, so you took her up to the mermaid festival.
That's amazing.
Okay. What else did you do when you dated back then?
Yeah.
Like, what were the things? Did you cruise?
No.
No.
You didn't?
Cruising
No.
wasn't in.
She did for I came in the picture.
Huh?
But after I got in the picture, we went to a lot of movies and some things like they do today. Played miniature golf and different stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that was in Huntington?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So were you at the outside theater, the drive-in?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. And then what about the one downtown? Would you go to that one? Because was that one going on?
They were starting to leave by the time we were dating. I don't even know if it was a theater then or not.
Well, did you guys have a favorite movie
Ooh,
as
yeah.
a dating couple?
I did.
What was it?
James Bond.
Really?
James Bond.
James Bond.
I've never seen a James
You
Bond
haven't?
movie.
Oh, they're good.
Never
The
seen
new
James
ones are
Bond.
good. I don't know about that
So
one.
anyway, so you guys get together, end up love at first sight, get married, right?
Yeah.
Then what? Go start. She's like, "You're going to church, you bad
Oh
boy."
yeah.
Huh?
Oh yeah.
We're gonna knock some
It
sense
was
into
about-
you.
Yeah. Well, we had a baby After that first year or something, I don't know.
Was Linda
15
going to church?
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was leading children's group of kids, right?
And she was a Lutheran?
Oh yes,
Really?
had to be. Had to be.
What do
You
you
had
mean?
to marry a Lutheran?
Well, I didn't have to, but
No, I know.
But
But
she
yeah.
did?
yeah, you did.
Really?
That's my requirement.
Was there a Lutheran?
Yeah.
You wanted your wife to be a
looking.
Lutheran? Good looking.
Lutheran and loved me. I'll tell you what, she loved me.
Oh,
I got about I only got about 2 letters from my mom and dad on 4 years in service.
how many did she write you?
None. She didn't know him then.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I went to school up in Chicago to write text.
Mm-hmm.
I said, 2 letters, and I said, I'll reply every letter you write me. That was stupid.
Why?
She wrote me every day.
Yeah. Oh.
Every day.
Do you have any of them?
Every day. Okay, so how long did mail take back then?
Oh, a couple of days like
So just like it does now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you have any of the letters still?
Oh, yeah,
Did
that'd
I
be so
keep
cool.
any of her letters? Why?
What do you mean, why?
I don't know. I mean, I thought it was interesting. Like Sherry kept,
Yeah,
when we
I
used to
think that's
write
so
letters
neat.
to each other in high school,
She got every one.
we still have a box
I love
full of them
that.
somewhere.
She
of
has
the
every
letters
one of
that I wrote.
mine.
You have them?
You
That
do?
is so cool.
Oh, that is amazing because that would be fun to read them. Like
No,
as,
I wouldn't.
as a child to pass them on, that would be amazing.
Well, you just got to take the ones out that had the,
Oh, come on.
yeah, that stuff.
I'm sure they weren't that
anyway,
bad.
Censor those. Yeah. So anyway, so you guys get married.
April.
She's
3rd.
in church.
Oh,
Churches. So you're Lutheran,
I
but you're
come
still
back.
not like really excited about Jesus yet.
No. Well, we were both really excited about it. Not real excited, but we were on our way.
Right. You were
Oh,
both.
yeah.
You were both going to church. Both had church.
Yeah.
in your life.
Still to Lutheran church, right?
Yeah.
I'm interested in the transition.
So, okay, well, we were in the Lutheran church. We married in the Lutheran church, and let's see, we're going to church. We're going to church real steady, and I had yearning to learn to evangelize. I mean,
Really?
I just don't think you can tell people how to evangelize. I'm convinced you need to show them. So I joined. They had a new evangelism explosion.
Yep.
Where one trained two, and
Yep.
and pretty soon we had about 60 people going out every Thursday visiting other people from our church.
From the Lutheran church?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we got in trouble. You won't believe this.
I want to. What is it?
We started visiting some of our own members,
Wait, what do you mean?
members of the Lutheran church.
But
That
you're
weren't
a Lutheran.
that weren't going to church.
Yeah.
Oh, like people that had like backed away?
Yeah, they weren't too faithful. Or some people say, you need to go visit these people. We need to go visit them. Well, we'd ask them questions like, what would you, if God met you at the door of heaven and he asked you, why should I let you in? What would you say?
Because I'm a Lutheran.
I'm a Lutheran.
Wait, really? That's really
yeah.
what they would say?
One said, I'm a Marine.
Oh, wow.
All kinds of things, and you'd have to go and that was a doorstep, a
Right.
door to step in, man. The Bible says, Jesus Christ, only Jesus Christ to get to heaven. You're Lutheran, whatever you've done for the church in the church, that don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
Well, people started going back to the preacher and complaining to the elders and everything, and we got in a little hot water over that and ended up, just I wasn't going to church. I was evangelizing, but I wasn't going to church.
Oh, really?
Because
Like
you
you
were
go out and
upset?
evangelize people, but you weren't going to church?
No, they finally, my brother actually came to me and said, if you're not going to church, you might as well go someplace else. I said, okay.
Your brother said that?
Yeah.
You might as well go someplace else.
Go someplace
So that was a transition out of the Lutheran church?
That was out.
What did Linda think about that?
Well,
Well, because was she
You
right
were
there
ready
with you?
You were ready to transition out?
We stayed on the same level.
yeah.
Okay.
That's amazing.
Yeah, all the time.
That's amazing.
Look at that.
So
So where'd you go?
I know. And why didn't you just go to another Lutheran church?
I'm reasoning that all Lutheran churches are like that. Are
Okay.
like that. Lutheran, they held a Lutheran and Lutheran pastors just way too high. Mm-hmm. Lutheran pastors too, man. Just, you know me.
Did they wear the robes?
Oh yeah,
What?
Yeah.
like the Catholics do.
Really?
Robes, and then they would have like a
Preach.
necklace
They
with a big
preach.
cross on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's really scary.
So we shopped around here and there. We was in a charismatic church for a while, here and there.
Wait a second.
couple.
Which
You
one?
went from a Lutheran liturgical church to a charismatic, dancing around, speaking in tongues, falling on the ground.
Wow.
What in the world?
Wait, here in Huntington?
How did that happen?
yeah.
How did you get to that
Yeah.
church? I just am always interested. How do you go from a
Well,
very traditional
We
to
kind of got into a full gospel businessman's thing, and they invited a speaker every week, and it was so neat to hear testimonies.
Oh, that's cool.
So we went from liturgical church to
Yeah.
testimonies.
yeah?
Kind of that followed us into influenced our pick of a church, and we got into charismatic church, a couple of them. We got into one that was not real good. I don't know if you ever heard of Glory Barn.
Oh, I have heard of
Yeah,
the
well,
Lord.
it's yeah.
Did you handle any snakes?
I
What?
escaped that. I escaped that.
Well, that was a thing?
Yeah,
Haven't you
it's-
never seen that?
No.
I'm not saying they did it at the Glory Barn, but this is like a deal. Like, what's the scripture that talks about like you can handle snakes without getting bit? So people like
They
do it in
literally
church,
thought
like
that?
dancing around.
The
You
thing-
gotta look this up on
Oh
Google
my gosh.
sometime.
I think
It's really
Do they
true.
still do it today? Like,
Yes.
you think they do?
Yes,
that church, the preacher died, and that just faded away.
the Glory Barn.
Wow.
And it got so they really influenced you not to talk to people outside the faith. So
Interesting.
yeah, and me.
Yeah, you're an evangelist,
Right.
so you
Yeah.
ain't doing that.
No, I ain't doing that.
So at this point,
Really?
you guys have kids? Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And one of our dearest friends got involved in that, and just split us up, just from being good friends. They were listening to all kinds of tapes and everything. They had tape every week or something like that. I don't know. And I got out of it.
Yeah.
And they split up over that. So, what else we do? We went to a real where's that last church we went to down there? Huh?
Markle?
Yeah, Markle. Markle had a church come up with a real robust preacher.
Robust.
Yeah.
Robust. What's the difference
Well-
between the robust and the other one?
Well, he's a how do I say that? I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, no, you
He's
should just
just
say it.
Like,
He's just a loud gospel preacher.
Oh, okay.
You didn't have any trouble hearing.
Oh, yeah. You don't need a microphone or anything?
No, and
What kind of denomination was that?
Markle's
non-denomination.
It was a non. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's not non-denominational?
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that was your first non. Oh my gosh, I can't even say that.
So that's essentially where the kids grew up? No, you guys went to Union, didn't you?
Yeah,
Oh,
but the kids were like not quite teenagers at Markle.
Okay.
oh, younger.
No, they were. So we had 20 years, I think, at the Union.
Wow.
So you left Markle and then went to Union. So Union's kind of the last place,
Mm-hmm.
We're from Markle.
Assembly of God.
Oh, so you went back to dancing again.
You did?
Yeah, you left Markle, went back to...
Listen to this story. Listen to this story.
Markle was? No way.
What?
Markle Church, Markle?
It was called Christian Center. It was not a denomination.
Oh, so we're not talking about Markle Church of Christ.
No.
Oh, this is like Markle something else.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're still dancing.
I love
You love to dance?
scripture songs.
Oh, like songs that, speak scripture?
I love scripture songs.
Like, I mean, I don't
The
know.
horse
one. Do I know
narrator.
one? Who?
The horse narrator.
What is that?
That's like a C.S. Lewis book.
Yeah. There's a song, The Horse and Rider. What are some of the songs, Linda?
There is seriously a song called The Horse and the Rider?
Yeah.
One of our first songs we learned was Psalm 100.
Oh, yeah, singing the
That was
songs.
put to music, and that's the kind of songs we learned in these churches.
Wait a second,
Well,
Jenny,
that's
you said,
cool.
so like you know it?
Yeah, I've heard people sing.
Okay, well, sing it.
Well, no, I don't know it like that, but I know that there are songs that people sing that are strictly scripture.
Okay, do you have any of that?
Yeah, like memorized, you mean?
I did have a lot of it. I don't know. She would
Not
remember.
anymore.
Okay. But anyway, so that was...
I have a songbook. I just love this songbook.
Is a songbook the same as a hymnal?
Huh?
Is a songbook the same as a hymnal?
They're not hymns, they're songs.
Well, so
I
what's the
don't-
difference between a song and a hymn? I feel like they're the same. Google! Yes! Google! I like that answer.
Hymns are in a hymnal, and what I think about the order of the service is at the front of the hymnal. And there's a couple of different orders of service. You would follow one order of service, this Sunday, and another different, whatever. And that's a lot of. Then the Psalms are old Psalms that Martin Luther wrote.
Martin Luther wrote songs?
What?
Right?
He did?
Cindy.
Yeah.
Martin Luther King Jr.?
No,
The real
I'm like, it was just his
The
day
real
yesterday.
Martin Luther.
Well, I don't know who the real Martin Luther is.
That's way
Was he
off the
Lutheran?
subject. That's way off the
Okay,
subject.
okay.
Okay. I have a story I want to tell you.
Okay.
When I was working at Square D, I worked maintenance supervisor, which is over all the maintenance men and a machinist and a janitor, and the rest of the whole employment body, most all of them.
And where was this at?
Square D.
Squared? What's Square D?
It was a factory.
Okay.
Group Schneider now.
So they made like tires or car stuff?
No,
What is Schneider?
electrical.
Okay,
Electrical.
close.
So I worked, and mostly women. So I got talking
Mostly
to,
women?
Yeah.
Mostly women work there?
95% women.
Whoa.
Seriously?
Yeah.
On the line?
Yeah.
That's why you worked there?
I was a maintenance supervisor.
Oh, okay,
in the
okay.
Maintenance department.
My bad.
So I got talking to this one lady about the Lord and how we were living, going to church and by the Lord and our expectations of life are met in the Lord. We didn't have to. Linda there didn't really ever have to work. She worked at home.
Oh, wow.
She worked at home and keeping the two kids.
Yeah.
And we had a garden and everything, and she made a lot of the kids' clothes.
Wow. That's impressive.
We square danced for 9 years, and
That's really impressive.
she made the Western Church with the snaps and the snaps.
Oh. You have any of those?
No.
You don't have any left?
Well, you give me
I want to wear one to church. If you find one, if you find a shirt that
Why
you
not
made
one?
that's a Western shirt, I'm wearing it to church. They're all
We
gone.
give them all away.
Oh.
We give them the square dancers.
Dang it.
We square
Well, I
danced for
wanna be a
9
square
years.
dancer.
Wow, you
years.
square danced for 9 years?
And the reason we quit is because we both had parents in the hospital. That's the only thing that really made us quit. Now you forget what I'm telling.
No, you're
Okay,
like
I'm
sharing the
telling you
gospel
about
with this lady.
Yeah.
This lady. So I'm sharing the gospel with this lady. Well, I'm new, young, dumb, don't know a lot, and she's asking tough questions I can't answer. I said, I would tell her, I don't know, but I come back next week and I'll have the answer for you. So I go home and study it. I come back and answer, and I answer that, and we talk about that a little bit. And then she had another question. She'd give me questions every week for, I don't know, months.
Oh, wow.
And finally I said, well, what you need to do is find a local church that preaches salvation through Jesus, and I want you to try it. Go to it. Well, she went, missed, went, missed, went, missed, went. Pretty soon she was there every Sunday. She's going to church.
You're going up Sunday?
Every Sunday. And she's reading the Bible, and we're talking, and her husband, no.
Didn't want anything to do with it.
No. And finally, he get curious. He gets quizzical. He wants to go and see what she's up to. So he starts going to church.
Wow.
So he'd go off and on. Pretty soon, both of them are going to church every week.
Wow.
And I'm still feeding something. Pretty soon, they getting a lot of answers from this preacher was the whole idea, getting me out of the thing. Mm-hmm. Somebody close to them,
right?
It's close to where they live, the church, and they're just going to church, and they're going to church, And pretty soon the son is old enough to move out. He moved out. He is living out on his own. Pretty soon he's going to church.
That's amazing.
So this goes on for a while, and her husband, I think, was a farm worker, and one day he come home, and she's laying on the floor dead.
The lady you shared the gospel with?
Yeah. I had been sharing the gospel with. It looked like she got something on the refrigerator, sitting at the bar on a stool, and was laying there on the floor dead.
Wow. Good thing you shared the gospel.
Yeah,
wow.
And that's what I'm thinking. That's the thing. You never know how many days you got there.
That's true. That's true.
And there's people dying all the time, don't know the gospel. We need to work on getting them the gospel.
Right.
Here's the kicker. Another time, I felt like I didn't like the preacher. He wasn't preaching good and challenging and everything. Mm-hmm. So we're looking for a new church a little bit, and we start going to different churches every Sunday. And pretty soon we went to this church, and they were one of these churches glad hand you. Everybody, you got to shake hands with, glad hand you.
What is glad handing?
Everybody in the congregation comes up and shakes your hand.
Oh my gosh, that's the worst.
That's part of the.
I've been to one of those before.
Yeah.
A glad handing
I
church.
shook like 50 hands that day. We were late too walking in.
Wait a minute. Listen to this. Pretty soon a guy says, "I know you. Who are you?" This lady's son.
Whoa! The lady that you shared the gospel
in
with?
church.
Wow.
With his wife and his family.
Wow.
That's exciting.
That's cool to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let me ask you this, because we're getting close to the end. So you've lived a lot of years and seen a lot of things.
I got a lot of stories.
Yeah, no, I know. But
I know.
So what in your years of being a part of, sitting back and watching, what is it that you see culturally when it comes to faith or when it comes to church that has went in the wrong direction? What is something that's went in the wrong direction? Huh?
The family.
The family. That's something you see significantly different.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
Meaning men are
Men started it. They started abandoning it, so the women had to pick it up. Now the women are working like men and everything, and just they're abandoning the family too. You talk to Tracy, runs a daycare.
Mm-hmm.
How many people bring kids when they're on a holiday or something like that?
Oh, wow.
They want to bring their kids up to Tracy because they can't stand their own kids.
Right.
On a holiday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, again, so I think a couple things. Let me just
They don't want to
interject.
be bothered by the kids.
So
Their own
one of the
kids.
things that I think that you would say is that men aren't men anymore, right? Like I
Right.
feel like that's one of the
Right.
observations you've made is that there's a lot of guys out there that got penises, but they're not actually men.
I'm fine.
Wait, why? You're not allowed to say that?
No, it was just funny.
Huh?
You can have all the equipment, still but not be a man.
No, I know. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say. Just because you
I
got
know,
the
it's-
equipment doesn't mean you're a man.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
Right. And I mean, and that's worse, right,
Yeah,
than it has
yeah.
ever been, is that men not taking responsibility, men not stepping up to the plate, men not working, men not leading. Yeah. So that's one thing, right?
Why? Why do you think that the shift has changed? Like, what happened?
They're not there.
But what made them not, like, from
Not be there.
when
yeah,
they
like
were
culturally,
there?
what shifted to
Yeah.
make it to where it is today? Just in your opinion. I mean,
How has it gotten to where it is
That's the
today?
easy life.
do what?
Easy life.
Okay.
Life's too easy.
Okay.
You know, too much time. When man has too much time,
Idle
they
hands.
get in trouble.
Yeah.
They just get in trouble. Just not do what they're supposed to do. And,
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. You want to hear my opinion?
Yes.
sure.
Since I have 1,000 of them,
Oh, yeah.
I'll just give you one of them. So I think part of the problem was, and I don't know how you fix this, but let's go way back. So everything came from somewhat of an agrarian society. So families worked together all the time.
Yeah.
So dads worked with their boys, worked with their daughters, moms worked with them. They did things together because you had to take care of the home, right? So you
Yeah.
had to go to the garden, you had to make food, you had to do things. You worked together all the time. Then we had the Industrial Revolution where it was like,
Oh, yeah.
let's go make money because
Oh.
there ain't no money here. So
Yeah.
let's go out and try to figure out how to make money. Then it was a lot of dads were gone. And now there's this shift past the Industrial Revolution that would say both of us are going to be gone, right? Like we're both going to be, both parents are going to be working, both parents are going to be out of the picture.
A lot
and
of
so you have,
women went to work during the war.
Right.
And just never left.
right.
Because their husbands were in the war?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
Okay,
they came
that
and
makes
they
sense.
helped get it going. And then
That makes sense.
and again, they started to realize, like, I think this is part of I don't know if it's a problem, but I've always said this. Like, you know, I think that there's divorce higher than it's ever been in the United States of America.
Why?
Women at work.
Really?
Because that's where a lot of men find their love affair.
Oh.
Because they never had that before.
Yeah.
Men worked with men. Right.
That's
So you go to
true.
work and so you could talk to a guy about your marriage and it's not like you're going to fall in love with him.
Yeah.
It was
But when you talk to a woman at work and you start saying all these problems, all of a sudden you have this connection that you would have never had before.
Yeah.
You know,
it's always been my philosophy. You know, I was tempted to meet women after work, and they wanted me to meet and talk to them after work. And I said, "That's good, but I'll never meet you alone.
yeah,
Yeah.
right,
My wife will be with me, or somebody will
Right.
be with me.
right,
I'll never meet you after
right.
work.
Yeah, and that becomes difficult. And then the other thing is that women started to get a sense of independence.
Yeah.
Is that
So
when
they went to work,
the
and
women
then all of a sudden they got
revolution
their own money. They don't need you anymore.
and laws and stuff, like when we were able to vote, is that all around that time when we
Well, I
started
mean,
to
I'm just
work?
saying, if you go along with and look at it today, part of the reason that women work is because they want their independence. They
Yeah.
don't want to be tied down. They don't want to be dependent upon anybody. They
Right.
don't want to have to allow their husband to provide for them. They don't want to be strapped down to their house or their kids.
Well,
They
that's how
want to be
we're
able to be
raised.
out to be free to do
was.
whatever.
It's how we're raised now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just known to work.
Yeah. But anyway, it's just a big shift. And I think that's a, huge problem.
Yeah.
Men and families.
Here's another one of my philosophies a little bit. When we were married, the two became one.
Mm-hmm.
We were one, and I mean, we were one. I worked. I insisted that she get up and fix me breakfast in the morning. I said, "You want me to go to work? You'll get up and fix breakfast."
Why are you laughing, Jenny?
I
Why are you
It's just
laughing?
funny.
I said, you know, I don't care.
Because he insisted.
If you, I did.
I know. It's just funny to me.
And she did it. But then I also felt that as we were one, when I came home from work, I didn't just lay down on the couch and watch her work. I helped her take care of the kids. I took care of the yards.
Yeah.
I was a maintenance man. We never had a service man at our house for anything till
Yeah,
I was 60 years old.
right. Until you had to.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to.
No. Yeah, and I think that,
amazing.
I mean, part of what I'll remember this to day that I die. So my dad, after my mom died, so she was 51 when she died. And so one of the things that my mom did all the time was before dad got up, went to work, they would always sit together and have coffee and have breakfast together.
Yeah.
So if he'd get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, my
would
mom
too.
would get up with him, sit with him, and talk with him so that they could always start their day together.
That's so
And so
cute.
he talked about but that's just so foreign to
Yeah.
them. Like you have individual people who live individual lives that come together once in a while and they call it
Yes.
marriage.
Yeah.
And it's really not. And in fact, it's looked at as weird that you would want your wife to get up with you.
Yeah.
It's looked at
Yes.
as weird that you
Yes.
would want to do things. Like it's not a part of culture anymore. But what Jim's saying, and I think that it's true, is that if you are one, you do things together. Like your spouse is your best friend.
Right.
I will never forget my wife's face when I told her, I want you to be aware that if you keep my kids and I go out and evangelize, not all this reward is mine. Half of it's yours.
Right. Right.
Because you make me able to do that.
No, I know, but like when we get to this is what's going to be so funny because that's why I said what I said on Sunday. So the whole idea that a woman was created to be the helper,
Yeah.
right? That concept in today's culture is not only forgotten, it's hated.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's hated. Like
Yeah.
I'm not. Listen, I'm not your servant. I'm not going to keep these kids. I'm not going to do you. That's not the way this works. We both have needs. We both have this. We both have that. Like the idea. That's what I'm saying. Like last night at men's small group, the guys are like, "How rough is it
Oh
really
my
going to
gosh.
get? During this series?" And I said, "Listen." It's the same thing I've always said my entire life. I say the same things. I just say it over and over again. But I said, probably though, the women for the first time, because I've said it in other series when we do it like this, but I usually don't talk that much about women. But yeah, when we go for 3 weeks and say, like, this is what God designed a woman to be. Yeah, no, I think there'd be a lot of people like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't work. Because I've always said this, most women want men to be the biblical, what the Bible says, but they want to do their own thing.
Yes.
Yeah. It's together. It's together.
No, I know.
Working
Right.
together. And then, I read the rest of the chapter, the rest of the verses there too. And it says, men, women obey your husband. After that, it says, husbands, love your wife
Right.
as I have loved the church.
Right.
Now, though, and I'm thinking, wait a minute. He died for the church.
Right.
So we're to love our wives with a love that we would die for them for.
Right. Right.
And
But
that
you-
makes a whole difference in
But
this
think
thing.
about this, Jim. Like, how often do you really see this anymore?
Oh,
Like,
you don't.
where do you see
You don't.
couple like today? One of the cool things about older couples is like if you have an opportunity to sit down and talk with them, I mean, they're best friends. They've done life
Yeah.
together. They're everything that they've ever done, they've done together. You talk to other couples, they're companions.
Yeah.
Not best friends.
Yeah.
They're companions that came together to have sex, raise kids, and do some things together, but they're not best friends. They have a set of friends and they're way more excited to be with their other friends. This is what I told Sarah. So I said, after Sherry died, I said, if I get remarried again, I want you to understand this because this might be overwhelming for you, but I want a best friend, not just a wife.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to have this group of guys that I go hang out with. I want to hang out with you. Like, that's the idea is I want you to be my best friend and I want to spend time with you because I think that's what God wants us to be, right? Like, we should want to spend time together more than we should want to go do anything else. Right. But that's not what we see today.
Right.
At least that's my opinion. You don't see any of that today.
No, I completely agree.
Okay. So, Jenny, we're a little bit over. So let's do questions.
Question
So we
time.
can make sure Jim can get.
Ooh. Are you ready for this?
Huh?
So
You're in the hot seat. Are you really feeling it? All right. So what I'm about to ask these questions is I send out a text every week with a picture and I let people know who's going to be on the podcast. And we ask them to not take pictures, but to send a question in for you. Okay. So that's where these are coming from.
Okay.
All right. Hold on one second. This thing's really weird. It really is. Like it goes over all the way.
I don't disagree with
Okay,
you.
good. No, for real. They're like all over the
nobody
place.
has any problem with awkward silence.
All right, here we go. Well, I do.
Oh, I don't.
Oh, I do. Do you like awkward silence?
Like what?
Awkward silence?
Like when we're sitting here and we're like nobody's talking.
Yeah, what if we're...
Do you feel like you have to say something?
I feel like that was your answer.
Okay, so you got the question, so let's go.
All right, here we go.
Why?
All right,
I need
Robert.
to take a breath, and I'm telling Simon to story something and take a breath. She starts talking.
No, I know. That's perfect.
Well, probably because she has a hard time getting it in. You seem like a talker.
No,
See?
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah, you seem
I
like
said
a
the same
talker.
thing. I'm like, Jim's a talker.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Well, I'm usually not this way.
No.
Yeah, so then the next time, Jen, you need to put Linda on.
Yes, that would be really interesting.
Yeah. Watch me. I just sit over there.
No, I know. It'll be perfect. Okay, here we go.
All right, Robert Grover. He wants to know, what is your favorite thing to paint?
Oh, that's a good question.
I know.
Scenery. I love nature. I love all of nature. I love hunting. Let me tell you, last time I went bow hunting, I had an old rundown shack out in the middle, one room house. No windows, all windows busted out, and the floors caved in, and chairs sitting in it. And I got sitting in front of this window.
The busted out window.
Hunting, yes, hunting. And I hear this. Oh, man, I'm getting ready. I got my bow up there ready to go. And the arrows all cocked and everything, Here come a rabbit.
Oh, that's great.
So nature. So you love to paint
But
nature.
I love nature. Yeah. So, well, I'm not through yet. This story.
Sorry.
So
How dare you?
So I'm
Interrupt him.
sitting there, sitting there, Pretty soon, I hear it. Something coming again. Crack. Oh, man. Something big. Something big. I knew it was a deer then. So I'm getting up there. I got her drawn this time. And a deer walks across in front of the window, and I let go. Wham! Hit the sash on the window, bent my arrow. I made the mistake. I went home and told a couple guys at work, and everybody in church came up asking me, well, what'd that house rest out for, Jim?
Oh, my God.
That's the last time I went hunting.
Really?
Yeah.
Shot the window.
Yeah.
Done it for you.
Bent arrow and went home and never picked it up again.
You never tried a gun?
Huh?
Like shooting with a gun
Yeah.
for deer?
Yeah.
Hunting with an arrow, I feel like, is really intense. It is.
It's
very like caveman style.
Shot a deer with a muzzle loader.
Okay. I have no idea what that is.
Just keep going.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Here we go. Kaylin Griffith wants to know, do you have a New Year resolution or goal for 2023?
I've never, what do I want to say, kept a running log. I've never, what do you call it? Journal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never set a resolution that I kept over a week.
That's funny.
Well, what's yours for this week?
Huh?
Do you have a goal for this week?
No, he just gave up on it. He's like, if I'm only keeping it for a week, forget it.
So you're done with goals?
Done with
Out
New
the
Year's
window.
resolutions.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Just living life's a struggle right now. Just a struggle. I got some health problems, and like I said, the loneliness that goes with old age, and then your inability to go every place you'd like to go. You know, I can't get up my daughter's house.
Right.
Things without a ramp. I can't. We just bought a van. It's got a ramp in it, so I can get on my scooter at home, go out and drive into the van. Linda will drive me there, and I stay on this guy back out and go into the store or go whatever, and then back home, and it's back home before I have to get off this scooter.
Wow. That's impressive.
I know.
Yeah,
know that was a
well,
thing.
saved Linda a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. From Nelson Little, he wants to know, what was the wisdom that you have gained through the year? If you had one piece of advice to give, what would it be? Years. I meant years.
Well, I don't know whether life gets any easier. So it's getting tougher all the time. In old age, I'm on a scooter because my knees are just shot.
Yeah, but if you could give words of wisdom to a young man today,
Yeah, that's a good
what
one.
would you say? If you had this chance and you say, you know what, I'm going to give you one piece of advice. You're 20, you're 30 years old. Here's the piece of advice I would give you.
Well, being a Christian is not easy. It's hard to be a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And just face the fact, it's hard. People becoming Christian need to know that. It's just hard, and it gets a little harder sometimes. In my old age now, it's just hard. I can feel the devil just knocking at me all the time. I drop stuff. It just don't fall on the floor. It runs under my scooter. Under the dresser over here. I dropped something. I dropped the remote control to our garage door the other day. I knew it was on this thing. You think I could find out? It wasn't on this table. It wasn't under the table. It wasn't under the dresser. It was not under my scooter. I had looked under everything, a drawer. I thought I dropped it in the trash. When I honestly thought I dropped it in the trash can here or something like that. I could not find it.
Did you find it?
I dropped something else down here. And looking, and there was that remote control, that garage door, hanging on a wire.
No.
Hanging on, like I had earplugs over here, and it caught that wire.
Oh, my gosh.
And I looked.
So would your words of wisdom be to young people, stay vigilant? Like the devil's always, stay vigilant.
The devil's always after you. Yeah. He's till you die. Mm-hmm. He's after you, and that's just a fact. So you have to stay vigilant, and you got to do the things that keep strengthening your faith.
Yeah. So stay vigilant, stay on top of it, and keep exercising your faith.
Listen to more people than just Mike.
That's a good one.
Well, that's not a problem. That ain't a problem for the people listening. They like listen to a lot of people.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
No.
Or hopefully so.
And I will say this again. I'll say this again, Mike. You are probably the best preacher.
Oh,
Or teacher. You're the best teacher I've ever known.
Oh, well, I
And,
appreciate
and
he's
that.
been to a lot of churches too. We heard.
No, I know.
But I don't know how. Your teaching and delivery is great, but
Yeah.
your material is outstanding. I give that to you. I don't want to, but
I don't want to.
I have to give you that.
Listen, I appreciate it, Jim. I do.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's an
Do you have
awesome
any more?
compliment. Nope, that is it.
Okay.
All right.
So again, Jim, thank you again for really not just coming on the podcast, but again, you've been at Life. How long have you guys been at Life? Yeah, I was going to
9
say
years?
it's been a
Wow.
while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Been a part of the journey with us for, a long time and praying with us, been very kind to our family. Like we have one of Jim's paintings.
You do?
So one of the paintings that Sherry loved in his house,
Aw,
Jim and Linda had redone.
that's so nice.
Is that right? Redone? I don't know if that's the right word. Yeah, a
copy.
copy
It
of
is
it.
it
made.
is a copy.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And so they've just have really been kind to our family and, praying for our family. And so we appreciate that, Jim. Appreciate you and Linda again for your kind spirit and your loving.
Here's the one.
Here's the one. I wonder if
That's
can
the
we
one
get that
he's-
on the screen, Nick? This
No.
one? Can I walk up to it?
Maybe.
I'll show you later. I
Either
take a
way,
picture of it.
it's that, I mean, the thing that I appreciate is that you guys, and you've exhibited with us, is like you think of other people, and you love other people well. And so we've really appreciated that and, appreciate your journey and things that God's doing in your life and taking time to be able to come on here. And so
Isn't
thank
my
you.
wife so good though?
You guys
Yes.
make a great team.
Yeah.
You mention something and boy, she don't forget
No,
it.
listen,
she
that's,
don't forget
but
it.
my point is that that's what I was trying to
Yeah.
say, and it's honestly the thing that, so when I look at older people, because the thing that I love is that like, I never had grandparents,
Yeah.
ever in my life. So when I was young, all of my grandparents were dead,
Wow.
and they were all gone. So I've never had grandparents. Now my children are the same way,
Yeah.
they have no grandparents. And so there's always something about people who will step in that way because it's just different. You're at a different phase of life. You've lived in different places,
Yeah.
just like that, to bring in date pudding or to.
Right.
We went to the teenage campground one year as grandpa and grandma.
Yeah, right. That's what I mean.
And-
So
And it's needed too.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It really
Stepping
is.
in
Little
for people
kids
that
get trying wanting their mom and dad or something like that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we just
It was neat for
appreciate that part
Linda
about you
to do
guys.
that.
And again, we'll continue to be praying for you and your journey and
Yeah.
the things that are going on. And again, Jenny, you want to give them the number?
Yes, I do. So the number that I just was talking about the questions is 260-408-8383. I almost said my phone
So
number.
text podcast
Yes.
to that.
Oh, yeah.
and you
And
can
that's
get on the
super
group.
important.
Yeah.
Text podcast to that number.
Yeah.
And we will send you a text each week.
Yeah, and
But you can
don't
also text us too.
Yeah. And don't forget, if you see Jenny takes clips of each one of the podcasts, puts it out on social media. So if you're somebody who listens to us, thank you. Keep subscribing to it. Get other
Yes.
people to come and subscribe and listen. If you're somebody who watches, we'd love for you to comment. That's
Yeah.
something that helps us gain more influence. We'd love for you to put comments out there, questions, when you're watching. And also, if you see the clips that Jenny puts out on our social media, if you can
Yeah.
share those, it gives us an opportunity to have a reach that we wouldn't normally be able to have.
Right.
And so it's way that, again, Nick's taught us this, great ways to evangelize through social media, opportunities to be able to share, because once it gets onto your timeline, it reaches a whole
Oh,
new
absolutely.
group of people. And
Yeah.
so we have opportunities that we've never had 20, 30 years ago to reach people. So again, Jim, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Linda, thanks for being here. Thanks for the date pudding, and everybody that's listening, watching, or a part of the RoundTable. We're just thankful. And again, we look forward to talking to you again next week.
Bye.